Meetings out of the office on a Monday morning? Fantastic. Trying to find parking downtown for said meeting on a Monday morning in a city not really designed for walking or any other kind of mass transit? Not the best. So I'm downtown today for one of these all-day advisory meetings, and I think that it's a special kind of hell that only not-for-profit workers will understand. Having to go to a meeting about yet another strategy to deal with yet another governmental problem and spend all day doing it so that at the end of the project you can write a nice document and put it on a shelf somewhere. I'm not sure if it's a desperate need to justify spending a whole bunch of money on a project, but it's maddening to me. But it's a nice day, it's nice outside, and I get to spend a few minutes doing this, so maybe we'll call it a wash. Government buildings have the fanciest elevators. 8.5 hours, my friends. That meeting was 8.5 hours. Okay, this is why it's driving me particularly bonkers. I've been doing this job now for about 6 years, about 8 in total, working with Indigenous folks, Aboriginal folks, First Nations folks, whatever term works in your country. And I have sat in this exact meeting I don't know how many times already, where we sit down and talk about all the things we need to do, we talk about all the implementation, all the necessary first steps, and it always comes down to the same thing, that we have to address the fundamental underlying issues of what's happening. And yet every time, it's another discussion about making a good strategy, and then talking about that strategy, and then seeing if we can find funds for those strategies, and then identifying each individual issues after we do that. It's a bunch of really well-meaning people sitting in a room together and talking about how we want to fix things and how we want to address stuff like the fact that Indigenous rates of STIs are so much higher. But to be fair, it's probably partly me growing up in an entrepreneur family, and all I can think about is, why would you keep doing the same thing over and over again if it's not working? Or maybe more appropriately, if you know what the next step is, why do you keep having meetings to try to talk about the next step? You know what the first step is. You know what the next step is. Just do it. It's exactly why I started doing this every day. I started doing it simply because I needed to do it. I needed to stop thinking about it and stop talking about it and stop planning it and just do it. I think a lot of the times we really kind of look down on putting effort into just starting and doing and figuring it out. I can remember when I was working as a pastor that one of the most common things that they would say is, you are not a human doing, you are a human being. Yeah, but if you're not doing anything, then you're a human not doing anything. It's probably not fair. It's probably not fair of me to be this frustrated. I don't want to have to sit in another 6 or 10 years of these meetings. I really don't. And I know that every job has its things that are madness inducing, that are just the same thing over and over again. And I adore all the people that I work with. All the people in that meeting were really well-meaning, lovely human beings that just want to see people be healthier. But I think the whole system, every system, is so set up to maintain itself. And that's madness to me. Quick but very important update. I got a phone call from DJI. Good manager, had lots of positive things to say, wanted to work with me, make it better. I'll take what I can get.